You're listening to XS Manchester, and this is Music Made in Manchester, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. And today, a young lady that I've not had the pleasure of meeting before, but the band that she's with have just had one of the most phenomenal ascents to a great level of success than any band. I can't think of another band that have done so much work in such a short space of time. It's Heather from Pale Waves. Welcome to XS Manchester.
Thank you for having me.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if do you get it? Do you get how much you've achieved in that few months? It's February 2017, your first release.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. And like, it feels like everything's going so fast that sometimes it's kind of hard to take everything in.
Yeah.
Kind of a bit overwhelming, but yeah, everything's just going.
You're enjoying the journey
fast.
though so far, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
It's
I mean,
exciting,
I've seen pretty much so much of the world so far in like this past year.
It's amazing. And before that first record, 2017, so February, how long did it take you before that to get things to the stage where it was a band and it was ready to go?
Maybe about 2.5 years. Me and Kira just literally spent those years in the basement of Night and Day Cafe just like writing music and becoming better musicians and figuring out what we wanted our band to be like.
Yeah. I know that space well, the Night and Day. There's been a lot of cool stuff created there over the last couple of decades in that basement. It's a great place. And let's talk about BIM as well. You're at the BIM College, weren't you, in Manchester?
I did go there, yeah.
Yeah, and did you meet Kira there, or was that at uni?
Yeah, met her there.
Have you been back to BIM yet and said, look, we're doing all right, aren't we? Have they invited you back in to speak to the students?
No, I haven't. I don't know. I was never really into that university.
Okay.
I mean, it's great for networking, but I just don't think that you can teach someone songwriting.
I totally agree with that. I think it's nice that there's facilities like that teach about some of the industry stuff. You know,
yeah, I think that's great. The course I did just not really helped me.
Right.
But it helped me meet Kira, so, I mean,
that's the
can't
best
complain.
bit, isn't it? Puts you in a perfect environment, an atmosphere to get on with it, with whoever you align yourself with. Let's talk about the fact that you've been to the States several times. You just mentioned then you've seen most of the world. You've been to Japan already.
Mm-hmm. That was incredible.
Australia, New Zealand, did I hear that mentioned? So you've seen the world in like 12 months. It took me like several years to be able to get to see some of these countries with my band, but it's phenomenal, isn't it? And the first time you went over, you went with the 1975, and one of those gigs was Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Do you realise then you stood on the same spot where Elvis Presley stood in 1972 and performed his most iconic gig?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
Did you think that at the time?
Yeah, like when you walk in like backstage, like it's just like pictures up of like so many iconic artists.
Yeah.
And it's just like a well-known venue, isn't it? It's like the venue.
Yeah. The only time I've ever been there was, of all things, it was a basketball match.
Yeah, they do,
for some reason.
It's so big. I was just looking out like, oh my God.
That makes me sound really sporty. That I'm not interested in basketball or sport in general, but I had a friend out there and he said, come on, let's go to Madison Square Garden and watch this basketball game. How did you get involved in the 1975? I know they're big fans and they've given you a lot of help over the last couple of years. How did that start?
Same label, same management.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, we met and then we just hit it off pretty much because we're very similar people with like very big ambitions. So we clicked.
I think as well, stylistically, you're not like them, but there's something else. And I'll tell you what it is. It's the fact that there is sort of a Manchester scene at the moment, but you are sort of outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that in a nice way. And the 1975 are like that. They're from around here, but they were never part of a scene. They're always just,
no.
You know what I mean? And I think through history, you do get these Manchester scenes or Madchester scenes. But bands like Elbow didn't come out of a scene. Take That didn't come out of a scene.
Yeah.
Oasis actually didn't because Manchester had finished, Britpop hadn't started. So I think you're one of those bands, like these amazing bands that just happen probably despite of everything else that's going on in the city.
Thank
I think
you.
that's when I saw that you were aligning yourself in 1975, I thought that was the perfect sort of coming together. You're still living in Manchester, aren't you?
I'm not at the moment.
All right, where do you live?
Like nowhere.
All right, okay, because you're touring all the time.
Yeah, that's what
so
I mean.
all.
I have no like. Obviously, I have my parents' house,
Yeah.
but I've literally not been home in about 4 or 5 months.
Right, I had exactly that same period of my life where I was just my bags were at my mum and dad's when I was home, and that was it. I went on touring.
I live out of a suitcase all the time.
Do you enjoy that?
I do.
Yeah.
I have like a massive OCD thing with my suitcase there, so I have to repack it every day.
Right.
I just can't stand it if it's messy. Everyone thinks I'm a bit of a weirdo for doing it, but
No,
I mean, like this suitcase is like everything, so I don't mind it.
And the album came out last week, number 8 for a debut album. That is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
especially when
mental.
You look at the people, the 7 acts that are above you, are people like Paul Weller, Eminem,
Drake,
George Ezra, Drake, Ariana Grande, Greatest Showman soundtrack, Mamma Mia soundtrack, and Little Old Pale Waves at number 8. And then the ones below you are all huge as well.
I know.
Because like, there's always been this funny thing in the industry where if you put a record out, you know, in a quiet week, you're going to get a success with it. But it's not exactly a quiet week, is it?
No,
in terms
it wasn't.
Of
it wasn't at all.
That's amazing. That so. When you got the news then that had gone that high, what did that feel like?
Oh, it was incredible. Like just to get a top 10 album, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
It's amazing, isn't it? And then you're off on tour again, back to the States, I believe, in October.
Yeah. Well, we're finishing the UK tour, then we're going to Europe, and then finishing off in the States.
Brilliant. And what's around the corner then after that? Have you got anything else lined up? So you're working on the next album already?
Well, we're going on tour with 75 in the UK in January, I think it is. And then we're going to LA to record an EP.
Oh, brilliant. Have you got a producer in mind for that?
Mike Crossy.
Oh, is he doing it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, you're in good hands, aren't you? You've got good management. You've got. I think that's it. We get some great bands I've seen come out of this city over the years, and some of them are phenomenal and world class. But if you don't get the right infrastructure around
100%.
it just not going to work, is it? And you've got
not,
everything
no.
sorted out. So brilliant. I'm chuffed for you. And looking forward to seeing how the album performs over the next couple of weeks. And looking forward to catching you soon live. You did some gigs with churches as well, didn't you?
Yeah, in Denver. There was a power cut on 2 of the nights.
Right.
So like one night we just couldn't play.
Right. So what did you do?
Just got drunk.
I spy with my little eye.
Yeah.
Something beginning with alcohol.
yeah.
I know
Shaved
that
Charlie's head.
Did you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Good work. Where are they all in today? How come you're on your own?
I usually just do the interviews.
Do you really? Right,
to be honest, they were all up really late.
Right, okay.
So
were you working last night at partying?
yeah, we were. It was London last night.
Right.
So it was a bit of a mad one.
And tonight's the big homecoming gig at the O2 Ritz in Manchester.
Yep.
Sold
so
out.
excited. I've seen so many bands there, so pretty surreal to be the band that's headlining that venue.
We've got some great venues, haven't we, in this city?
Yeah.
Give us a quick list of your favourite venues and for watching bands or for playing at gigs.
Have to be Night and Day. That's like a really great small venue.
Yeah.
Gorilla. Obviously the Ritz. Sound Control was one of them.
Yeah.
Because we've done so many shows there and had so many great memories. Oh God.
It's probably easier to list the venues that you don't like, innit? Because I bet there's none. It's like we did a thing recently for Live Music Month at XS where we were all talking about our favourite venues, and the list is endless. I love all the venues in Manchester. There's nowhere that
Is
I
the
don't enjoy
Retro
going
Bar still going?
Retro Bar. I'm not sure if they put bands on, but even like is it Crack Gallery? It was called now. It's called That Bar.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
a good venue.
You couldn't have a stickier, more dirty underground
I know.
room.
We
but
played
just-
there.
it's
We've
got-
literally played every venue in Manchester.
Have you done the arena yet?
No, but we're going to in January.
Right, brilliant. Well, we'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'll see you down front.
Amazing. Snatch barrier.
Right, brilliant. Listen, Heather, good luck with everything, and we're dead chuffed for you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you later.